This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the history of bad ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the history of bad ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
It's about comic books and movies. Growing up with Rokusuki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering Tales from the Crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote
And all
scripts.
right here is no mystery, 'cause it's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas.
Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 254. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff. And what's up with your voice with the history of bad ideas?
I'll be honest, Jeff. I'm fucking exhausted this week.
You're in a mood, huh?
I worked about 14 hours yesterday, straight, almost straight, and stopped for dinner, and then kept working, and it sucked.
Yeah,
So I'm a little
sounds like
tired.
it sucks.
And then I worked today, and it was a rough day. But it's okay. I have a job, job security. But it was just a long week. And then last week was rough. So it's been a long week. On the positive, Blake is coming back this week sometime.
Yeah, sometime. He's in transit.
Yes. The limo has picked him up at the airport. He's coming here straight from D.C. So we're going to see how that goes. And as long as the Bob Studios doors are open to him. I'm not sure if we're going to open them or not.
Yeah.
Jimmy, unfortunately, the power bottom, is working this week
He got stuck working
at the bar.
with a late notice.
Yes. You know, I'm just saying. Let's figure this out, Jimmy. People are wanting you back. I don't know who, but somebody. Somebody does. Jeff, so let's start with the first thing since Blake's not here. Stanley passed away.
Stanley did pass away.
Sad moment.
It's sad.
He was also 95.
Not an unexpected moment.
I had 6 people come up to me today and ask, I'm shocked you're here because of Stanley, because they all think of me since I'm the geek in the office
Still.
right off the bat. And I'm like, well, it's not unexpected.
It's not unexpected. He's not like immediate family where I would.
Correct.
I mean, yeah, he is an icon. He created some of the greatest comic book characters of all time.
Not Fantastic Four because they suck.
They're still good characters. I don't care.
Are
what
they?
you say.
Okay,
They are.
okay, well, let me ask you, why do you think they're a good character?
Because they kind of, the world works in fours. There's like four. You got the 4 basic elements. You got your 4 Ninja Turtles. Like there's 4s, and they were
The 4 people of Hobie?
Yeah, sure.
Of course, there's no one here except me and you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got your 4 basic elements.
You got your water and your fire and
Who's
your,
the water in that group?
Mr. Fantastic, because
Okay.
he his body and what his limbs
Fluid.
flow and fluid. That's the word I'm
There you
looking
go.
for.
That's
Thank
why
you.
we're here, Jeff.
Yes.
What's Invisible Girl?
Air.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah, she can A, turn invisible, and B, she's got her force fields that she can move things in midair.
Who's Fire? I don't know about that one.
Torch
Boy?
Robbie the Robot.
Yes, Robbie the Robot. Torch Boy, that's who it is. Torch Boy,
Oh,
yeah!
Torch Boy, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess Thing is Thing, right? Yeah.
Thing, yeah.
Is the Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. Do they have a good melody like Earth, Wind, and Fire? Loving you.
No, that's not Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Boom shakalaka boom. Boom shakalaka boom.
That's not Earth, Wind, and Fire either.
Thriller, yeah.
God.
No, nothing.
It's like you know,
That's actually
you only know one word from the song, and that's the title.
That's a laugh at the
You
end.
know, a word and a laugh. Okay.
It's my life. Is that Earth, Wind, Fire? I'm coming up short on this one. Like a Virgin?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay, I'm going with that. I don't know music. I don't know. So you like that because of the elements. Let's see who the Stan Lee creations are, Jeff. I want to see who your favorite one is.
Well, he created the X-Men.
Okay.
And the original X-Men. I don't know who.
Daredevil.
Daredevil's a good one.
Diablo.
Don't know Diablo.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is okay.
Doctor Doom. Let's see here. I'm just getting them here. Ant-Man. Peggy Carter. Hulk. Spider-Man. Nick Fury. Abomination. Oh, God. He created a lot of people.
Yeah, he created a ton of them. He created a ton that failed, too, but...
Here's my favorite. Batrock the Leaper.
Oh, yeah. I always thought it was Leper, so...
The leper. I would have taken the leper because at least that's contagious. Come here, Captain America. Your arm fell off. Black Bolt. Black Knight. All 3 or 4 versions. Brother Voodoo. I really do like Brother Voodoo. I do like Brother Voodoo. Catman. Catman. Meow. Any of that? Who's your favorite, Jeff? You're saying X-Men?
I mean, the X-Men was always my favorite book. And
Okay.
he was the creator of the X-Men. Granted, the first class of X-Men were not
The
as
original.
strong. Yeah, the original class weren't as good as they went on to become, but...
I think my favorite is Hawkman. Or Hawkeye, I'm sorry. Hawkeye.
Okay.
For longevity, though, like story, like actually had stuff to do, Spider-Man is still my favorite.
Oh, yeah, you've always been a Spider-Man fan.
Except for one more day.
Wow. Yeah. But that wasn't Stan Lee.
How about
Although Stan Lee did write the daily newspaper Spider-Man comic. That was not good.
that was not good at all.
No,
I think
Stan Lee's great at creating, not necessarily good at writing and scripting.
He also married Spider-Man and Mary Jane at Shea Stadium for the Mets when they had the live action thing. That was not good.
That sounds terrible. You know what his biggest accomplishment was?
What's that?
His NHL superhero characters.
The Oiler? Oh. So he created these NHL characters, like superheroes,
One for
mascots.
a superhero mascot, one for each team.
And the Edmonton Oilers, they had an oil guy, and he was just spewing oil everywhere. I'm like, that's not environmental friendly. That's not going to be good.
Well, are oilmen really environmental friendly? to
Hey,
begin
down the
with?
hall, down the hall. Well, if Marky Wahlberg told me, it caught me anything from Deep Zone Impact or whatever that was, that movie, Deep Sea Impact or
Deepwater Horizon?
whatever, Deep Sea Impact. It's all people, all those guys are good. So yes, Breath of Silence. Okay, Stan Lee. So kind of sad. But again, like I said, you know, the guy did a great thing. You can never, I'm sure everybody's going to be talking about him, and rightfully so. I was not a fan of his writing. His writing was a little rough, but he did some great character builders.
Certainly. Created them and let other people run with them.
Actually, we forgot the best one, Stripperella.
He did do Stripperella.
That was a cartoon.
And that was it.
Pamela Anderson was
No,
the-
I'm just saying Stan Lee was in town last year.
2 years ago, 2016, at the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
2016, okay.
If you go to the Comic Expo Facebook page, they've been posting a lot of pictures of him being there. So that was really neat to see. But moving on, happier times. Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
Are you still playing?
I'm still playing.
Still enjoying?
I'm getting frustrated at parts.
Okay. What chapter are you in? 2 still?
Oh God.
Okay, I'm just asking. I'm in 3.
I do as many side quests as possible, and I don't play it as near as long as you do. And sometimes I want to redo things if I didn't like the way they went.
Okay. Have you fished yet?
No, I have not fished yet.
That is now a side attraction that is making me addicted to it. I am throwing the thing out there, just getting fishing everywhere. I'm in chapter 3, and you open up a new area, and I'm up in the mountains. I was like, riding along, I got a mission. I was like, oh, that looks like a good fishing area. So I threw it in. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. The big ones are tough to catch, but I went around to the other side of the lake, and there was like a little, shallow end, and somehow I ended up pushing a fish, a big one, onto the island, onto the sand and rocks. And so I didn't really catch it by fishing. I just kind of
But you caught it.
I did catch it.
There you go. That's all that matters.
I think it was 10 pounds, so I was pretty happy with that one.
All right.
And my wife goes, you didn't really catch that one. I was like, I kicked it. It was default.
I caught it.
Somehow.
Just because I didn't use, like, a piece of thread to catch it.
Stupid fishing.
I'd like to see other people try and kick their fish out onto the side and
Let me
be
ask you this.
successful.
Did you use the cheat code or the glitch?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay. How much money you got?
I got one group of 30 gold bars that I sold, and then I got another group I haven't sold yet.
Okay, so you're going to have about 30,000.
Yeah,
okay.
I had about 15,000, and then I did all the upgrades at camp and spent things and bought a ton of candy.
You and your damn candy.
I'm still not fat yet, and I'm getting upset.
I was actually underweight this week. I was checking it out. I did finally find the candy at the general store. I was like, oh, that's what Jeff was talking about. There is one spot in the gunsmith area of a new village I found. If you go to the side building, there's a guy reaching his arm out. And he's asking you for help. It's like prison bars underneath the gun shop. So you go back in and you point the gun at the guy. And he's like, you can either rob him or take me to the basement. So you take him. He takes you to the basement. And basically, the gunsmith, his son died in a drown somehow. And so he kidnapped this grown man, dressed him in a sailor outfit, and has kept him in the basement with toys.
Oh, my Lord.
I don't even, it's just a side little thing that you buy. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is this? So then you can either beat the shit out of him, you can shoot him. I think I tried to shoot him and I missed it. I just beat the shit out of him. And then I went to shoot the guy's chains.
Gunsmith or the...
Gunsmith, sorry.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to help the guy escape. And I went to shoot the chains off, and I shot him. So he died.
Nice
I did not have good aim.
how do you... Oh, jeez.
And then I decided in the chapter 3, I'm up to chapter 3, because one night, like 2 nights in a row, I just started doing all the missions, like the main missions, because I wanted to see what's next. So I get to chapter 3, and I start going up in the mountains as high as I can get, like this new set of mountains. I found the bones of Bigfoot underneath a cliff. I just found it by accident. I was like... That's pretty fucking awesome. So yeah, that's why you can never. I guess it would be a Yeti.
Would it be a Yeti? Because I thought the Yetis were in Asia.
It's a snow Bigfoot. So we're going to say yes. We should go back to episode 45 and get the Bigfoot hunter we had on, and see what he said.
Yeah. Well, let's just ask Dev to educate us. What's the difference between Bigfoot and Yeti? Is it just one is a snow? Or is there something different? Cultural differences being Asian versus American?
Does it have to be location? Or is it just geographic? In terms of weather?
Fur?
It's always about race with you.
It is.
It is. So that was my fun excitement this week. So anything exciting with you on Red Dead?
I wouldn't say too exciting. I've just been doing regular little things. I just was talking with a gentleman at work who was also playing the game, and we were talking about how we were doing things differently. Like there was one like an escaped con or whatever, as you're riding down, calls you over for help or whatever, and so I like shot the chains off of him, and he ran free. I was talking to the guy at work, and he goes, "Oh no, I threw him on the back of my horse and took him in for the reward money."
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought about shooting him as he ran away. I thought, maybe it'll come back and help me later, because he's like, oh yeah, you freed me. So I decided to let him go.
I didn't even think of that, Jeff. Damn it! I freed him and I shot him when he was running away. I shot him in the back.
Why did you shoot him?
Well, he was a criminal, so I just shot him.
You're a criminal.
It's a shade of gray. I will say at one point last week, my bad behavior morale thing, was about as low as you could get. So I had to up that a little bit.
See, mine's good because they're even giving me discounts at the store because I'm so nice.
I figure I'll just shoot them if they don't. Go around, fuck you. I did get there was another criminal that was out there that I freed. I just let go. And he did give me some tip or something. I did put on Twitter, when you shoot a deer in the bayou, have you been to the bayou yet?
I've not been to the bayou.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. It's down in the corner. You can go to it.
Oh, I'm sure. I just haven't been there yet.
It's a bitch of a place because it's tough. Like, if you bump into anyone...
gators?
No, if you bump into anyone in the town, it's like instant. And so
I'm not going there because I get pissed off at bumping into people here being dicks.
In real life?
In real life, too. But, I mean, it's just like, come on, you got terrible these controls, and I'm going to bump into you because, one, nobody else in that town will pause or get out of the way.
Nope, that is true.
If you're walking and you have the right of way and they cross across and you hit them, they yell at you.
Well, Saint Denis is the New Orleans type town, and it is in depth. It is a huge area. I did go there and buy some fancy clothes. But yeah, so I shot a deer in by the bayou. It ended up rolling into the water. Me thinking, hey, I gotta go get that deer. Go into the water. It's not that far. Next thing you know, an alligator eats my head. He ate my arm, pulled me under. I came back up, and then he ate me. And my wife started laughing uncontrollably at me.
I would too.
I jumped because it scared the shit out of me when the alligator came out. And then I was like, I should probably let that deer go because there was a lot of blood around it in the water. So just a tip. Don't go in the bayou water. So,
you'd think the gator would be nice because you just gave it a deer.
Well, I just gave him me, too. I was the ultimate sacrifice. Let's see here. Walking Dead this week, since Blake's not here. They did the time jump, 6 years.
Yeah.
Really well done. I liked it. I liked it a lot. The one part, Jeff, you might like this. This is kind of Red Dead Redemption-like. Carol is obviously 6 years older. She's married to Ezekiel, the king, and they have a son. They adopted a son, basically, and he's older. So they go into town, Carol and him, and she's married to Ezekiel now. And they run across some people that she used to be in charge of that have now, gone off on the...
was in charge of in the last 5 years?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. That you knew about 6 years ago.
Okay.
They've gone off the grid. So he said, look, you say you let me live last time. I'll let you live, but I want all your stuff. You can keep your horses and your wagon because you did that to us 6 years ago or whatever. He's like, but I want your I want your ring. And the her teenage son fought back at him, and they beat him down. And she's like, just take it. So anyways, the teenage son that night when he's camping out with his mom, Carol, says, you got to stand up for her. And she's like, you'll find out when you have a kid that it's just not important. I don't want you getting hurt, blah, blah, blah. So then there was a twinkle in her eye. And this is the part that I realized that The Walking Dead might be getting better, especially after last week with the 6-year gap. I think it helped. Carol goes back to she finds where they're staying, pours gasoline on them, wakes them up, and throws a match and burns them all alive. Wow. And I was like, oh! And I think the best part about the 6-year gap is it's now all fresh. You don't have to worry about the old storylines. Those have resolved itself. You don't know how some of them resolved, but there wasn't any big ones out there anyways. You got a free, clean slate, and I really like it. You rebooted the series without rebooting it.
Is there any Negan?
He's still in jail. He's still in jail. And Judith, Rick's daughter, who's now 10, is talking to him a lot. And in the comic books, Carl was talking to him, so she just switched the role in that. But I like... It makes sense now. If they knew Rick was leaving this year, which they said they did, Andrew Lincoln, it made sense that they had to kill Carl. You had to start fresh. Because, you had to get a whole new perspective on it. You couldn't have Carl doing it. You can see it all through Judith. And it's actually, the last 2 episodes, I think, have been the best in a long, long time. And I was about ready to give up on it. And I've really enjoyed it. Plus, Carol burned people alive. It was very Red Dead.
I'm starting to get worried about you.
Why?
You are happy when Carol burns people alive. You love
They took her
shooting-
stuff.
You love shooting people in your video games for no other reason than they're there. I'm getting worried about you.
You should, but I feel like I'm just ridding the world of some evil. I'm just helping. That criminal, I don't know what he was in for, but guess what? He's dying.
Exactly. You don't know what he's in for. He could have been in for trumped up charges.
Trump? What? What?
So now I can't use the word Trump without you going off on...
Down the hall.
Yeah.
Down the hall. Down the hall. You know what? I do want to say, California, stop causing fires. Trump says it was your fault.
Oh, God.
Neil, Annalise, why don't you guys pick this up here? Michael, Liao, let's go. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, down the hall on that one.
Sorry. Jeff, did you see the trailer for Toy Story, the teaser?
I did not.
It was like a 2-minute teaser. It was just them all in a circle, and they added a new guy. He's a plastic fork with like the bendy stuff
I
on
heard
it.
something about that.
And he's like, I'm not even supposed to be here. So I'm getting a little excited about it. I will say that. So Toy Story 4 comes out next year. Not as good as Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I did not see that.
I put it on our Facebook page.
I
Straight Bad
did,
Ideas.
and I purposely did not watch it.
My 8-year-old is thrilled because he's a Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it looks like, but if you're going to enter the world of Pokemon, this is a good way to do it. Like, it's a whole different world, and I like it. It's enjoyable. It's not going to be good, but it's going to be better than most of the crap that my kids sometimes watch. Flintstones, Son of Bigfoot. Oh, Son of Bigfoot. Speaking of that, what film are you most excited to see? We had the Twitter poll of the week at Bad Ideas Podcast on Twitter. We had Aquaman, which starts next month.
Yeah,
Kind of creeping up on me.
Yeah.
Toy Story 4. That's next year. Captain Marvel is March of next year or April.
I don't remember.
And then other. Tell us below.
I voted other.
What was your choice?
I didn't tell you below, but
What is?
well, pretty much anything over than those, but
Not even Aquaman?
Avengers 4.
Oh, I didn't think about that one. Okay. I was just trying to do different things. And then I realized after I put those 3 in, I was like, I probably should have just kept it superheroes. I don't know why I had Toy Story 4 in there. In last place, other, 2%.
So apparently, most people are looking forward to one of those 3 movies.
Detective Pikachu was from Dicer Nichikit.
I can't pronounce it. Juraket?
Yeah, he said Detective Pikachu. 6% had Toy Story 4. So you may think, only like 30 people voted. No. Winning 78% to 14% was Captain Marvel to Aquaman. We had, I think, we only had it up for 24 hours.
Yeah.
I forgot to change the time on it. It's at Bad Ideas Podcast on Twitter. We had almost 200 people vote in that time. And I think it's because Captain Marvel's fan page retweeted it.
Oh.
And my goodness, does those votes go up for Captain Marvel quick. It was like a Winona Earp thing.
Yeah, that would do it.
So, yeah, it was just kind of funny because I was like, it was neck and neck, nothing too big, 40-30, no big deal. And then, like, within 10 minutes, I was like, oh, dear God.
Bing, 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 bing.
Captain
bing,
Marvel did it. So, Captain Marvel, I'm intrigued by. We saw my son. We were out shopping this weekend at Target, and they had a commercial on one of the TVs for Captain Marvel, the trailer, the whole trailer that they came out with. Man, that looks good. Even my son's really excited to see it. And so, are you excited about it?
Yeah. I mean, as excited as I am about any of the Marvel movies. I mean,
Okay.
It's not one that I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta see it. But yeah, I'm excited to see.
I think that might be my Aquaman. I have to admit, is probably my most excited to see.
I mean, Aquaman's just closer for a
Yeah,
while.
but I really like Black Manta. That's why. And then Captain Marvel, I really want to see because she looks badass. Also, side note, speaking of Marvel, my son and I, my wife was out. My daughter was sleeping over at her grandparents' house, and my youngest was in bed. So my oldest and I, we had, from 7 o'clock on, we had pretty much the house to ourselves. I was like, what do you want to do? He wanted to watch a movie. We watched Spider-Man Homecoming again. And he's seen it. He saw it twice. I've only seen it once. and we watched it. That's a really damn good movie. Even the second time, it's little things in it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
I'll give Michael Keaton a ton of credit for making a character that you'd like, how are you going to make him interesting and believable? Mm-hmm. And, it worked.
I still don't like the fight on the airplane at the end because I thought there was too dark. It was too dark. You couldn't see much.
Okay. But it wasn't night.
I know. It was a minor gripe. But I really enjoyed it a lot. I did. My 2-year-old was actually awake for the first half hour of it. He thought we were watching Batman for a second because Michael Keaton came on TV and he goes, "Batman?" And I was like, I know that was by accident, but that's pretty good. He is Batman. He was Batman.
I'm like, have you shown your kids?
No.
89's Batman?
Should I?
No.
What do you think?
It's not that good.
Isn't it?
No. Doesn't age well at all.
Okay.
I mean, they'll find it when they're older, but it's not something I would.
Go out.
Yeah.
I did work from home yesterday, and I did watch Batman Begins. I was on TV. That was in the background when I was working. That was another good movie that I haven't seen in a long time. I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you either. So, let's do some listener feedback.
I'm not used to reading the email. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right.
Better than Blake.
Oh, okay. Listener feedback. This week... Oh, I'm sorry. It's time for the bomb listener feedback.
Well done.
This week, sponsored by Blake. Because if you're not here, we'll make you pay.
Ka-ching!
All right.
$100. And that's American money, not Icelandic money.
From Doug.
Number 1 fan.
Can't give yourself a nickname.
I wanted to be called the Hammer. You know why I couldn't?
Because you called him Ape Hands?
I got 8 parents.
Oh.
Number 7. But number 1 in our heart.
Oh, not my heart.
Maybe number 8.
Okay. As Doug says, I expect a tribute tonight for this. On November 12th, 1946, Song of the South premiered at the Fox Theater in Atlanta.
I appreciate every year Doug sends this over to us every November because Song of the South, quite possibly one of the most odd, weird movies in the Disney vault.
Yeah, well, one, it's not that good of a movie,
No.
and 2, in modern times, it's pretty insulting.
Racist.
Yeah.
I'll just go right to that.
I mean, it pretty much is built on racism.
A black man is in a plantation, but it's after the Civil War. He's happy to be there, he says. Oh, yeah.
He is.
Yeah. Thanks, Disney.
He's free. Of course he's happy.
Oh, yeah. I like how this premiered in Atlanta.
Well, it is a Song of the South.
That is true. Orlando's is the South, too.
That's not the South.
Of course, not in 1946, I guess not.
No, the South does not include Florida, even though it's farther south than the South.
Nothing in Florida should be included. Fucking hanging chads. You're doing another fucking recount. Get it together.
Well, they can't get it together. They're too split as a state.
Or just too many old people don't know how to vote.
Oh, that could be it, too.
Song of the South. It will not be on the Disney Plus streaming service.
Really? Well,
Yes.
considering they say they will never release it again from their vault?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want the VHS of it. Every movie is available, except this one. So, I would like them. I know Disney bought Fox? No.
They're buying Fox?
20th Century Fox?
Yeah.
I wish they would have bought Warner Brothers because I would have really loved the Looney Tunes cartoons released, like on a streaming service. And they're never on a streaming service, which really sucks. Like the unedited ones.
Well, why doesn't Warner Brothers get together with DC streaming service and release it there?
That makes sense. Please? I may get it.
Do it.
I may.
Change approved.
Change approved. Come on, Warner Brothers. Change approved.
Moving on.
There will be no tribute.
Jason stealing questions from other podcasts' listener feedback.
It's all intern Hackney.
From Besotted Geek. What is the best comic book television show currently airing, not counting streaming services? So something that is broadcast or cable cast.
So you got Gotham.
Yeah, it's not Gotham.
You got The Gifted.
You got The Gifted, which, yeah, I'm pretty far behind, even though I'm still recording it.
First season was okay.
Yeah, I got mostly through the first season, but I never even did finish the first season, so I saw nothing yet of this season.
Flash is... So, I started fresh on all my CW shows.
Yeah.
The superhero ones. I said, you know what? Last season, I got behind. I'll chalk it up. Whatever. I finished Legends of Tomorrow last season. It was not a good season. This season, Legends of Tomorrow went full-bore comedy. They don't even try to take it seriously.
Really?
There is some moments in there that are serious, but overall, they're doing comedy straight up.
I really haven't watched it since, Wentworth Miller left. Mm-hmm. So how is it without him? Because he was pretty much the best character on there.
Is it Dominic Purcell?
Yeah.
He's good.
He's good. Okay.
They've kind of made the White Canary, or is that her? Yeah,
White Canary.
They've made her kind of not as serious now. They made all the characters not as serious. They're kind of goofy. It's not good. And I texted this to my to Apand, and I said I can't stop watching because it's fun, and you can tell the actors are having a blast with it, but it's not good. Like the first episode of this year, they have the Time Lords, like the new Time organization. And they were all dead serious last year. And this year, like towards the end of the year, they got goofy and they're silly. So this new season, they're kind of like not taking it, like they don't care about the legends. They're kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
But there's a funny part, like Brandon Routh's character, Ray Palmer, is talking about very first scene of the new season. They're talking about how, you know, they hope their ratings are good this year, and they're like, ratings? They're like, well, we get rated by the Time Lord, so we gotta make sure our ratings are a thing. And they're like, well, you don't want to take it too seriously. No, you gotta throw some comedy in there. So it was a very meta thing. Okay. And they did like a 5-minute thing on this one. They're like, well, you don't want, you know, internet trolls to get mad at you for something. And they're like, internet trolls are like, well, you know, people know about superheroes, so, you know, they do rip on us. So it was kind of, it's very tongue-in-cheek, but I kind of miss the seriousness that Wentworth Miller did with it. But if you take it as part of the CW universe, it's nice to have a comedy series compared to the others. Arrow, which is super dark.
Yeah.
The new season of Arrow, I got through one episode.
Oh, wow. You're so looking forward to it.
I may go back to it. It's not bad. I don't know. They're doing flash forwards now.
Yeah, I heard. Well, they couldn't do flashbacks because then they would just be showing the first season.
Which would have been funny. I want that. So what do you think is the best one on regular TV?
Even though I haven't seen the second season, I'm still voting for Legion.
Okay. I'm probably going with it said superhero, right?
Yeah, I think it did.
Comic book television. Okay, so
you're going Riverdale.
Yeah, it's either going to be Riverdale or The Walking Dead because the last 2 episodes were that damn good. Walking Dead's been a little rough before that, though. So I'm going Riverdale is my number one because it's always Riverdale. God, those abs.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I pretty much stopped watching almost all of them. So what do I watch? And I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I suppose that would be my
number one.
That's the one. That's the only one I think I'm caught up with.
Legion was really good the first. I do like Preacher, but it really sucked this past season. I'm hoping. Of course, actually, I'm sorry. Second season sucked. Third season's all on my DVR. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
So I'm going Riverdale. Riverdale it is.
No, it's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just told you that.
Archie's in jail, juvenile hall, and it's like Shawshank Light. Even the guy in charge is very, very similar to the warden in Sir Shawshank. Jughead and
Betty. Veronica.
No, the other one.
Reggie.
Betty. Did you say Betty?
Betty was the first one I said.
I thought you said Julie.
Wow. Betty, Julie, well, they end in E.
Yes. Anyways, they're playing a Dungeons and Dragons game, and it's making people get killed and all that, and there's a demon king that's killing people, and there's a cult, and I keep telling you that it's going to do Afterlife.
Is it real Dungeons and Dragons? Or?
No, it's a fake version of it. And I'm like, that's kind of fun. And I was like, well, then people are dying playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's not a horrible thing.
Oh, boo.
But it's such a weird show. And I know they're going towards the afterlife thing, but
Yeah.
to see where it started to what it is in the third season, I'm like, this is a fucked up, crazy show. But I can't stop watching because it is hilarious and awesome. So, Riverdale, go see it. Watch it every Wednesday. Oh,
Or
Black
don't watch
Lightning is up there, too.
Sure it is.
I like Black Lightning.
Sure you do.
Nerdly makes me watch it.
They don't make you.
No, I know, because I really like it.
Moving on. Michael Leal asks, what do you like in a podcast you listen to? Oh, you're pointing at me.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Well, podcasts I listen to most often tends to be trivia-based podcasts, so podcasts that ask interesting trivia questions.
I like indie pods. I like indie pods.
I'll agree. I like indie pods.
I don't care about the sound as long as I can hear it. You know, obviously I can't.
I've heard people. Oh, the sound quality, this sound quality. I'm like, you know, we realize you're doing this on your own.
It's independent.
Yeah.
But yeah, as long as there's not like a jackhammer going on or something like that.
or bad static
Yeah.
because of the soundboard or something.
But I like the indie pods. I feel like they're more real, and they're not bogged down by agenda maybe. And I like the ones that have a round table, kind of like what we fashioned ourselves after.
I do like that more than I'm not a big fan of. We are a podcast on this specific item, whether it be TV show or subject matter or something like that. Where there's a wrestling podcast, it's all they talk about is wrestling. So it's like eventually
Except the Orville Lights, Gotham Lights podcast. They're great.
well, yeah, because they
great.
talk about everything.
They do. Henno, I love you.
But no, and then so I like ones that have big, broad subject matters. They can jump around and just talk about different things.
Big tracts of land.
Oh, yeah. It's time for some Nick O'Brien.
Get it on!
Nick O'Brien
Lay you down by the fire.
says
Gold dust.
Jefferweenie for Halloween. Did you go as Sexy Blake? Or sexy Jason?
Like this is a choice. One man from Iceland or sexy Jason.
I went as neither. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to answer a question over here.
That's a lie.
I went as neither. I went as Sexy Jeff, as I do every day of my life.
You're one sexy man.
I am.
I would say that to Jim too, but he's not here. He's not here. He knows the podcast pays the bills, not his other job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the podcast pays IOUs.
Just as good as money. Blake,
Yes.
welcome back.
Thank you.
We've missed you. It's a week and a half without you.
I know. I feel like there's an empty space in my heart
Touching my heart. So
which I had to fulfill.
The-
Come in this evening.
the limo ride from the airport from DC to here, how was
Yes.
that? How was
Fortunately, uneventful.
that? Okay.
We only had to run over a few protesters. Mm-hmm. That was it.
How was your protest in DC?
Uneventful.
Okay. Okay.
The rain, I think, canceled the million, the anonymous million mask march. But doesn't that cancel the whole purpose of being anonymous? You don't want to show up and wear masks.
The police just show
The
up.
police will show up. Hey,
Show
take your mask off. Yeah, exactly.
How many people showed up for that?
None.
Oh, they really canceled it?
Yeah, I think so. Because I was like, oh, great. I'm going to have to go through this. But then I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, no, maybe this will be interesting. But no.
Remember.
Didn't see any.
5th of
5th of
November.
November, exactly. And then on actual election day, I was like, oh, man, this is going to suck. But you know what? There was nobody around.
Really?
I mean, there was one lunatic outside of the Trump Tower on Pennsylvania Avenue yelling incoherent babble.
Was that Hillary?
No, it was a guy.
I'm still in it!
It was a man.
Vote!
It was a man. Or at least I think it was. Well, you can't assume these days.
Correct.
It's inappropriate of me to assume.
Was it Gary Johnson?
I have no idea who it was.
That would not
but
surprise me.
He was incoherent, and they eventually escorted him away, and things were quiet again.
I don't know if you heard our show last week.
No.
When I went to vote, I actually voted for Gary Johnson for president. I think they gave me the wrong ballot. So I think there were some discrepancies. I know in Ohio they're doing a recount. So I just want to let you know. But yeah, Hillary Clinton was actually on our show last week.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was a good
I
show.
missed it. No wonder D.C. was quiet.
Yes. Well, you know that no elected officials are there. They're all back at their state for their once a year
Yeah, they're all-
showing.
they're
Well, they
all-
have to vote, and they have to show up. Look, we're really concerned. I'm really concerned about the state.
And they're all drunk.
Ohio?
That's right. All the lobbyists have got them all
Hello, Cleveland!
drunk and stoned and high. They don't know where they're at. They're just like, hey, just vote for this legislation. Oh, okay. How much do I get? $1 million? Okay.
I love being a representative from the state of Missouri. We're Texas. Texas!
Oh, wait a minute. Can I blame this failure on an obscure YouTube video?
Do it.
Okay. Oh, shit. I run the State Department.
Okay, down the hall.
Wait, we're 1 month before the elections? Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
This just shows you that YouTube is not good.
No. It's
Well,
evil.
you can see us on YouTube at the History of Bad Ideas.
Well, you can't really see us. You can see our logo as you listen to us.
Same thing.
You should just post pictures of sexy men, and it scrolls through as the podcast is playing.
We should,
An infinite loop of sexy men.
That would require effort.
Oh, no, I think I will. I think I
okay.
might do something
There you
different
go.
with the YouTube.
And you would eventually just run out of pictures of me.
Yeah.
Well,
Men in
let's-
Speedos.
I got many of Jeff and
Yeah,
Speedos.
there you go.
So we're going to be off for a couple weeks at Christmas because we're going to record a couple episodes. And so, Floppy Awards.
Because we're being paid off by lobbyists, we're going to be drunk, stoned, and incoherent.
Maybe. So maybe I'll work with the YouTube then. Maybe. Maybe.
Although I will say there was one protest that I did witness on Pennsylvania Avenue in front of the White House, outside the front lawn. And that was some goofy-ass musical group who had been there for 114 days straight. Hey, hey, ho, ho, 45 has got to go.
Was it
It was
Lumineers?
the Russian annex, is what they called it.
The Pussy Riot people?
No, there was no pussy.
No, isn't that the...
No riots.
Oh. Was it Lumineers? Because you just said hey ho, and I think that's one of their
It's like,
songs.
hey, ho, ho, 45 has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. I mean, I'm just quoting Supreme Leader. Please don't do anything to me.
Nope.
All I'd say is, no offense, but that's a pretty shitty-ass cheer. Can you get any more unoriginal than that?
And they've been there for 114 days straight.
Do they not have jobs?
No, but somebody's
Their
paying
job
them.
is to protest.
Yeah, they're getting paid to do that, I think.
How do you get that job?
You talk to the Democratic Party, and they pay you to do it.
Yeah, but then the Republicans, you talk to them when the Democrats are in power, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you just switch it. Okay.
Are they at least getting more than $15 an hour? That's what I want to know.
No, I think they're getting $8.50.
They're getting $15 an hour, but there's no bonuses. It's like Amazon. Hey, we raised minimum wage to $15 an hour. Great, your bonuses are gone.
What? Oh, but by the way, it's
Were they getting
because
bonuses before?
Yeah, they're getting monthly or bi-monthly bonuses, and they said, okay,
Yeah.
we're going to raise it to $15 an hour, which is like $3 more an hour, and your big bonuses are gone.
So you're making what you were before.
They said it's not. They're saving a lot of money.
That's right. Oh, and we have to pay $15 an hour because nobody's applying for our jobs.
That's true. They picked Queens and DC outside DC for their new hub, new headquarters.
Good luck.
And Nashville.
Oh, I thought we were going to get it.
No, but they are adding a plane thing to Wilmington delivery service.
Oh, yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a big hub here.
Anything to do jobs, but whew. What else we got here? Let's do some intern Hackney.
They said $15 Southwest Ohio. Screw that. Let's pay $15 in D.C.
You can get a lot more in D.C. for $15 an hour than Cincinnati.
You can get half a cup of coffee.
Half a cup of coffee in D.C., dude.
But it's really good coffee.
Okay, you say that like there's even such thing.
Stop it.
Whoa.
Hey.
You haven't had espresso. Good espresso. You haven't had Kimbo Napolitano.
Does it taste like coffee? It
even
sucks.
You haven't had
Better.
mocha.
It's better.
I've had mocha.
I love mocha.
Better. Mocha's got chocolate. Man, it's got chocolate.
That's the
in it.
only way to make coffee taste good. Is
Once
to
you go mocha,
sweeten
you
it
never
up.
go back. Blake, what else we got from Intern Hack? This might be my favorite story of the week.
Oh, this is from Intern Hackney.
Hackney!
How lucky it is to input your own feedback into listener feedback.
Well, he's allowed to.
When you
because he's
compose the
intern.
feedback.
Exactly.
I'm going to put my own feedback in here.
Well, you sponsor this week, so go ahead.
Wait, what do you mean I sponsored this week?
You
You
owe
were
us
the
$100.
sponsor.
What?
Yeah.
So technically, you could just do anything you want this week to the listener feedback.
Jason even said cha-ching and everything.
Ching,
Ching.
You
$100.
said it. You didn't play it.
Oh, I did.
Oh shit.
Ching.
All right, it's legit then.
Yep. 'Cause I know he's not going to go back and listen.
Anyways, Intern Hackney, who owes me $100
For the caring and sharing program.
for putting his own feedback into listener feedback when he's an employee of Hobie, allegedly. Intern, can you please talk about how badass Feeney is? Is this Shirley Feeney?
No, read the story.
Oh shit! I gotta read more.
Yeah, that's the whole story.
Oh, Boy Meets World. Oh, okay. So it's not Laverne and Shirley.
No, it's not Laverne.
it's not Shirley Feeney.
No.
Okay, I had a crush on her when I was young.
I had
Watching
a crush
TV.
on Tobanga from Boy Meets World when I was young.
Still do.
No, she got married, though. Very upset by that.
Boy Meets
Corey?
World.
No. Some guy.
She got married to Corey. I saw that.
Thank you, Jeff.
Really?
Thank you.
Some girl meets world.
She did not get married to Fred Savage's brother,
He has a name, you know.
Ben.
Yeah. His name is not Fred Savage's brother.
Oh, it is.
That's what started his drinking problem.
He's a brother, Fred Savage. Oh.
Exactly. Boy Meets World star William Daniels. Who was that?
He was
Feeney?
Mr. Feeney and Boy Meets
Oh,
World.
the teacher? He's
Yeah.
91?
Yes.
He's
Holy shit.
well, I can tell you how badass he is. He's the voice of Kit.
Yeah, I remember that.
No need to talk anymore.
Holy
We're done.
shit, he's 91?
Yeah. That's
Oh my
depressing, isn't it?
God, were they using, like, black hair color on him when he
Well,
was
he
on the
was at
show?
91 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Still over 69.
Yeah. Gronk! 69!
But anyway.
William Daniels was also John Adams in 1776.
I like Embarrassed Feeney. Welcome to the the William Daniels show.
Yeah, I liked him
And he
better.
was in St. Elsewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, this is not William Daniels news.
It
okay?
is. It is William Daniels news.
I liked him better as Shirley Feeney's dad.
I would like it better for you through his story.
And from Dev. Oh, wait, hold on. Intern Hackney, Boy Meets World star William Daniels, as we said, holy shit, 91 years old.
Oh no, it gets even more.
And his wife, 89.
89.
Why isn't he downgraded in age? That's what you do when you're rich and
2
famous.
years. He did 2 years. He was married to a 97-year-old.
He must love that Bonnie Bartlett,
Yeah.
because she's 89.
Hips of a 30-year-old.
We were able to scare off a would-be robber who broke into their home last month. Daniels invited Inside Edition to a San Fernando Valley, California house before it burned down to see the scene of the crime.
Time out.
What?
I didn't know Inside Edition is still a thing.
You didn't?
No.
I'm surprised it
Yeah.
wasn't TMZ or some bullshit like
Oh,
that.
with Harvey? I'm Harvey.
Screw TMZ.
Harvey Weinstein.
Inside Edition's got, what's his name? Kevin...
Hart.
No, it's not Kevin Hart.
Eubanks.
No, it's not Kevin Eubanks.
Frazier.
K-phrase, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Sorry, his friends like you know him as K-phrase.
That's what they call him on the Dan Patrick Show.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he used to do the weather here in Cincinnati.
Yeah. Moving on. Keep going.
Yeah. So Daniels said he and Bartlett, the hips of a 30-year-old, awoke to the sound of glass shattering as the thief kicked in the bottom of their back door. We hear pow, pow, pow. I'm calling bullshit.
What's that?
When you kick in glass in the bottom of a door, you don't hear pow, pow, pow.
Maybe he was shooting into the air
You
while
hear,
he was
you
kicking
hear
in.
bang, tsh, bang, tsh, bang, tsh.
Maybe the bangs are pals to him.
Well, wait a minute.
He is
91.
James.
It depends on his hearing aid. All right, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Anyways, we hear this pow, 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 the actor said. Bonnie yelled. I'm sure she yelled. She's probably like, what was that? And I turned on the light.
Are you on me, William? Get off me!
You know, that probably scared the thief away right there. He's like, oh, shit, I'm out of here. I can't see
Everyone,
an 81 and 9-year-old getting it on. This is scary.
everyone loves gilf porn.
Oh, my God. The wrinkles.
I guess it would be good gilf. GG gilf.
Ooh, granny porn.
Great grandma.
That's right, with the dentures of a 50-year-old. What happened next has become the stuff of legend. In reality, the burglar just ran. What did I call it? What did I say? Said Daniels. But you wouldn't know that online, where tales of Mr. Feeney's heroism are sweeping the web. My favorite version was that I grabbed him by the neck, threw him down, bang, bang, bang. Daniel said, miming throwing punches. Now, imagine a 91-year-old miming throwing punches. Oh, my back. Picked him up, bang, 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 and then he fled. His words of advice for any potential future thieves, never mess with Mr. Feeney.
I feel like that was a Blake story. All we got was he turned on the lights and the thief ran.
Yeah.
But it took 35 minutes to get through that story.
Yeah.
Well, they missed the part where he yelled at the people as they ran away, "Get off my lawn!"
You're damn crazy kids.
And stay out.
But Mr. Feeney, we wish him the best. He turned on the light, got rid of the burglars. You would think he would have an alarm system by then.
Oh, maybe he did.
I don't think so. It just heard.
Yeah, maybe because he's not a paranoid shut-in.
Well, apparently
I'm proud of that.
there's a lot of made-up stories that people are making about this whole thing.
I don't think
mean,
they're
that's the
make up
whole
our
point.
own. So the burglar broke in. Daniels and his gilf wife were getting it on the chair in the living room, and the burglar actually had a heart attack, fell over, and died, and they stopped the burglary. That was my story. That's what I heard.
I think he broke in and Daniels confronted him, grabbed him by the head, and threw him to the ground like Pedro Martinez to Don Zimmer.
But Don Zimmer was innocent!
But Don Zimmer was charging at him. All he did was step aside like a matador.
Oh, hey! Actually, I think the real story is he sat him down and goes, "Now, do you think, Corey, do you think you're making good choices here? Let's talk about your life." And then his wife was playing the theme music in the background, some inspirational music, and it ended up with the thief now working as a gardener for Mr. Feeney.
Oh, well, that's a nice, pleasant story.
It is. And then he turned around and he shot him in the back.
Like Jason playing Red Dead.
Hey, go on over, I'll follow you. Bam.
I ain't be dropping no eaves, Mr. Feeney. It was Fred Savage.
It wasn't even Ben, it was Fred. No, it's hurting me since the Princess Bride.
Ew, more kissing. Ew, Mr. Feeney. What are you doing?
We've somehow turned this into a Harvey Weinstein production.
Mr. Feeney, put your dentures in.
What are you doing to that plant?
That's not a plant, that's his wife.
Why are those coconuts so low to the ground? Just as hairy.
I'm sure this was a respectable podcast.
And then we
was?
started recording episode 1. Episode 0 is when we hit our pinnacle. That was a great episode.
It was. Too bad no one will ever hear it.
Thank Christ.
That's right.
Actually, I don't think anyone has because I think we lost it in the transfer over. So,
It's lost for good?
actually, I can't say that. I think it might be on our computer. Go ahead, Blake. What else we got?
From Dev. Since Michigan voters legalized recreational marijuana.
Woohoo!
Is he talking about Canada?
No, Canada's scrotum.
Oh,
Michigan.
Southern Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada's taint.
Yes.
Voters legalize recreational marijuana use. When can we expect the federal government to start re-evaluating its stance on marijuana and other Schedule 1 drugs? Well, you lost me at Schedule 1 drugs. There's weed and then everything else. All right, is this how the war on drugs ends?
No.
Not with a bang but a whimper?
Thunderous applause.
Oh, are we? So Dev is saying that Michigan vote legalizing marijuana is the end of the war on drugs.
No, I think he's saying that eventually most states are going to legalize
Oh, eventually they will.
it. Except Alabama.
As soon as the old guard dies off.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, why are we even fighting this battle? How much money are you facing in this?
Well, the problem is I don't know if Michigan actually did their law right or they tried to pass some bullshit that Ohio tried to pass 2 years ago.
When there was only 5 dispensaries that could do it, or 7?
Grow farm.
Sorry.
Only these people
Sorry.
written into your state constitution are legally allowed to grow the marijuana that's sold in the state.
And those are the same people that own the 5 casinos in Ohio, right?
I think they were different people. Some might have overlapped, but
Nick
yeah, pretty
Lachey
much.
was in one of those groups.
Nick Lachey was one of those groups, and
And he said that's the way to make money in the next 20 years.
oh hell yeah,
Buy the marijuana plant. You know what? Legalize it. Who the fuck cares?
you aren't caught up on your South Park, are you?
No.
You need to see the last 2 episodes. Mm-hmm. But one other episode from this season, Stan's dad, Randy, bought a marijuana farm and moved the family onto Integrity Farms. So that's an ongoing thing throughout this season. Is that Stan now lives on the farm?
That's
and
awesome.
They're growing pot.
You know what? Let them go. Who cares? Who cares? Is it hurting anyone? No. Then who the fuck cares? It's like alcohol. Just let it go.
How many violent marijuana users have you seen?
They're like, well, then crashes will go up with marijuana users and, their stone. Is it
No.
going to be any different than alcohol?
I would disagree with that. I did get rear-ended by a young man who smelled of weed
Yeah?
a couple weeks ago.
Are you okay?
So legally,
It was pretty slow.
yeah.
I'm not fucking around. I'm serious. I'm dead fucking
He
serious.
opened up the door and just Doritos fell out.
Well,
No,
he hit you going at 6 miles an hour. Right?
I was stopped. It was at a light. I got hit. I mean, the sound of it was louder than... That was the worst part of the whole thing.
And he probably didn't even brake when he hit you. He was just traveling that fast.
I let him go because it was only a scratch on my bumper. His car was more effed up than mine. So I was like,
So the next day he's like, what the fuck happened to my car, man?
he's sending me a bill.
Well,
He's suing my ass.
I love that scene on shit. What was that?
Tommy Boy?
That's-
No.
No, that's Black Sheep.
Black Sheep.
The Tommy Boy 2.
Yes.
Yeah, where he pulls him over. Do you have any idea how fast you're going? I don't know. 55, 7. You were going 7 miles an hour.
And when most people pull over, they pull over to the median.
Side of
Moving on. That's political corner of town.
Thank you, Deb.
Oh, did we answer the question?
Yes.
Just legalize it.
Freeform Channel has 25 days of Christmas movies. When did the Toy Story franchise become a Christmas movie franchise? What?
This from Kevin at Cincy Explorer.
Yes. He shared a thing where the Freeform channel had their list of Christmas movies coming up, the schedule for it, and Toy Story was in there. It became a Christmas movie franchise as soon as there was a Christmas scene in the movie.
Or when Freeform says it.
At the end of Toy Story, they're opening presents on Christmas. It then thus became a
I want to
Christmas
know
movie.
why. I want to know why Freeform is defining movies. Isn't that against their whole existence?
They barely define the
purpose?
channel.
Exactly. What are they defining things for? It's Freeform.
There's your answer. Moving on.
right.
What else we got?
Wrapping it up, Professor Number One and Doctor Number One. Don McLean. Bye-bye, Miss American Pie.
So you're going to say bye-bye, Birdie.
No.
Okay.
You know,
He's not that old. He's not 98. He's only 73.
Sorry.
Oh, by the way, he hates that song.
Bye-bye, Miss American Pie.
Yeah, American Pie.
Well, maybe you should have copied it from Madonna.
I hate that version of the song.
Right, because all it does is bye-bye, Miss American
actually,
Pie.
There's a lot of good lyrics in that song
it's a
with a
great
lot
song.
of meaning. It's a great song.
The Madonna version?
Unfortunately,
No.
that's the only song anybody gives a shit about that he sings. And when you go to concerts, everybody just wanted to hear that damn song.
Duh.
And so he hated that song. I'm like, dude, it made you rich and famous.
Yeah.
Sing it until it cares. Sing it.
Yeah, it's the reason you don't have to work a real job.
Yeah,
Embrace it.
That's why I do Michael Caine a lot, the
Yeah.
impression, because that pays the bills. And people say they want to hear the Michael Caine when we go on tour. And I go, oh, okay, it's a tough one. I mean, it's exhausting. I keep doing it, but I'll do it for you.
Yeah. Same thing. It'd be like Tolkien. Like, I'm not writing any more Middle Earth shit. Okay.
It's like George R.
I'm going sci-fi.
It's like George R. Martin said, I'm not writing it. Oh, wait, never mind.
No more Song of Ice and Fire. Oh, wait, that's what he did say.
Oh,
I'm going to write my
difficult.
Wild Aces or whatever that other series is, and I'll write this short story. And
I'm going to do this Sci-Fi Channel thing. Thank you. But what about finishing this great novel series? It's too hard. I put too many characters in it. I've lost complete control of where the
I'm
story's
in a
going.
corner, and I'd rather just
I have
bow out than take the George Lucas route.
Not only do I have an entire paid team of people to track this for me, I have volunteers out the ass, and they even can't keep shit straight. So I'm done.
We got that in the News of the Geek.
There you go.
Just low tease.
Anyway, Don McLean,
Yeah, we got as far as his
73,
name.
said,
Yeah.
bye, old piece of pie. He's dating 24-year-old model. He says, do we high-five him, or are we creeped out? I say, good to you, Mr. McLean. Good to you.
I say good to you. I say to her, why?
He's rich.
He's not that rich. He only has one song.
If you were dating your daughter, who's around that age,
Am I in the will?
Hopefully she is anyway.
time out. You get on Ape Hands and you mock that he's, pimping out people to go to Disney.
children.
But yet you're pimping out your children to get with Don McLean.
Because I'm going to benefit from it. He's not.
He is. He doesn't have to pay off his mortgages by pimping out his children.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to be rich.
You're gonna roll around in that Don McLean money.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I am.
Don McLean.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking awesome.
Mike is in the well. He gets it. You get $300. Damn it.
Hey, Madonna, you want to cover this again?
No. That McLean money's good, man. It's good. Oh, my God. I think the most shocking thing of this is that he's only 73. I thought he was in the 90s. I thought he was 90 something.
I agree. Holy crap. He must have been really young when the American Pie song hit.
Well, you figure Madonna did it, 10 years ago? 15 years ago, so he had to do it after that. So
Before that, you mean.
No, after. He was 60,
Oh,
he was
yeah.
like 63, 53. Bye, Miss American Pie. Madonna, there's more than that line. Bye, Miss American Pie. Nope, there's more. No, there isn't.
I just touched myself.
Bye. Touch this pie.
So that was your Madonna impersonation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good day, man. I am Madonna. I'm British now. That's funny. You're not British. No, I'm from Britain. I am the British.
Is she still British? Since
I'm a
she
cheeky cunt.
didn't she divorce him? So is she still British?
Who'd she divorce?
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie.
Well, he's a cunt, so I would too.
But he makes good movies.
No, he doesn't. I think he's overrated.
He made Swept Away, so
He was trying to sweep her away. He was trying to think of a real documentary. Why don't you go farther in the ocean, honey? Keep going. Keep going, Madonna. Is this good? You don't know. Farther. I can see you still.
I'm glad you're amusing yourself.
Let's do some news of the geek.
It's time for another installment of the News of the Geek.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Per MovieWeb, we're finally going to see a proper, I said a proper, we're page 2, Jeff, Dungeons and Dragons movie, perhaps as early as 2021. A new report claims the long-awaited reboot is being prepped, and will be ready to...
Preppered. It's being preppered.
little paprika on it. Will be ready to shoot sometime in the summer of 2019. Chris McKay was in talks to direct it way back in February. The movie is coming from Hasbro's AllSpark Pictures, now home to the Transformer movie, so hopefully we'll get some good Transformer movies. Bumblebee looks impressive.
We'll see.
They said Bumblebee might be the starting point for it. I'm fine with that. Let's see, and other Hasbro toys that are getting the big screen treatment. Hopefully, Sorry.
Sorry would be great.
Since earlier...
Pop-O-Matic Trouble?
I hate those Pop-O-Matic things.
Oh, those are great.
Earlier in the year, we haven't heard much about it, but this is the first sign that the movie is really ready to move forward. It hasn't been confirmed that McKay is actually still the one directing the action-adventure comedy.
Comedy?
Well, it has the Wayans in it.
No, that was the old Dungeons and Dragons.
Marlon's in this one?
No, I hope to God Marlon Wayans isn't in it. They're not bringing him back.
Michael Gillia is responsible for the script, with Hasbro Serial. I like that. Hasbro Serial.
Yeah.
Brian Goldner and Stephen Davis producing the movie. Production Weekly has Cherie Hansen listed as one of the producers on the project. He was one of the VFX producers on Star Trek movie with J.J. Abrams.
Okay.
Pardon me. Dungeons and Dragons has been meandering through pre-production since 2015. At the time, Warner Brothers was in charge of making the role-playing game come to life. In the early stages of the development, Ansel Elgort, he sounded like a Dungeons and Dragons character.
Ansel Elgort.
Hey, what's your character's name? Ansel Elgort of the Court of the Owls.
That does kind of sound like a D&D character name.
It's pretty good. That's your character name, right?
Yep, it will be when we ever get him to make a
You
character.
just put me in as Ansel Elgort.
And you will be killed right away.
I'll put you as an NPC
What's that?
in the
A
Now's
non-player character.
And then the Now's cousin Pam and Moog will kill you promptly.
Yes.
That's fine. As long as I'm Ansel Elgort.
He'll show up.
Hey, my name's Ansel Elgort.
You will immediately say, "Roll for initiative."
I don't know what's going on. No,
See, he's making fun of you when you do your impressions, and you have to say the person's name, so his character will come out and say, "Hi, I'm Ansel Elgort."
all right, first off,
You're gonna say surprise attack.
First off, you're getting the impression wrong because this guy is a high chieftain of the court. Hello, I'm Ansel Elgort of the House of Piss and Vinegar. So I hope you don't mind that my entourage is here. They're walking trees.
Well, if you say that, I will certainly roll for initiative and try to kill the person saying it.
A lawsuit between Sweet Pea.
You know the best part is I'll even use Jason's face as the caricature.
When I see that, I know to try and kill it.
I'm Ansel.
with Kevin James's mask.
Anyways,
Go ahead.
a lawsuit between Sweet Pea Entertainment and Hasbro over ownership of sequel rights caused Dungeons and Dragons to stall out, and Warner Brothers was never actually able to get the machine moving. Last year, All-Star Pictures was able to finalize the settlement and shucked Warner Brothers away. Shuck. You go away. You go that way.
Go away, kid, you're bothering me.
Why are you shucking us?
I can't believe you shocked us!
They told me to meet in the showers.
Really?
Renewing an exclusive.
Really?
Yeah, in the gym. Harvey Weinstein's in there.
You know, I can see.
No, it wasn't Harvey Weinstein. It was, what's his name at Penn State?
Yeah,
Harvey Weinstein went.
You went there. You went there. Hang your head in shame.
Yeah. You know, I can see this since they shucked away Warner Brothers, but Hasbro is still intimately involved. You know, like a pit trap's going to be like, oh, it shoots and ladders.
I hope Marlon's.
Oh no! You're in trouble.
Sorry.
You sank my battleship.
Wait, what?
They already made that movie. Let's see. Right now, so they're now renewing an exclusive production deal with Paramount, who would distribute the movie. Right now, Ansel Elgort of the House of Wine and Vinegar is still being listed by Production Weekly as the lead. But again, there's been no confirmation that Ansel Elgort is still attached to the movie in any way.
So it was Vine and Vinegar the second time?
Yeah, I like Vine and Vinegar.
Better than Piss and Vinegar?
Yeah, I like Wine and Vinegar.
Oh, it's wine, not
Yeah,
Vine?
we're doing wine.
Oh, okay.
We're doing wine. Give it until next week. It's going to be beer and chips, and, it'll be fine. Ansel Elgort of the House of Beer and Chips.
Actually, you're going to be running it in.
Yes!
Yes.
Innkeeper?
Yes.
I like that. I love people, so welcome.
But I hate gatherings.
I know, it's ironic.
So the funny thing about that was, the day, like about an hour before Blake sent the news story over about the movie getting back on production, I just bought a bunch of stock on the Hollywood Stock Exchange for the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
I just bought off Ansel Elgort stock.
You're going
I doubt there is any.
Oh, there is.
to get a bump.
He's a House of Beer and Chips. This is good news. This is all about you this week, Blake.
Me.
I knew you were coming back. We spared no expense on that limo for you. George R.R. Martin. Hello, I'm a hobbit. The author of Song of Ice and Fire and Wind and Vinegar series.
I don't know if I'd call him a hobbit.
He's pretty close.
He's a rather large man.
Aren't they large?
No.
Oh. Well, like wide. He's not tall.
They can be round,
Yeah.
especially
Okay.
the older they get.
Okay.
He did an interview with The Guardian. And she described the ever-growing pressure for him to finish the 6 of 7 awaited books in the franchise.
Ever-growing pressure. How many years has it been now?
This is the new excuse. You ready?
Oh, boy.
The story... Did you
Oh,
become a
boy.
1950s cartoon character?
Droopy. That sounds like Droopy.
Oh, boy. The story's TV success has got in the way of his ability to finish Winds of Winter.
No shit. You let the TV show pass your book up. Now you're like, oh, shit, it's already finished and gone down that route. What am I going to write now?
Well, maybe write a good version of the end, because
Yeah,
the last season of the show was a shell of what it
New
started
series
out.
starts new season April 19th.
Yeah, heard
Yeah,
that
we saw
today.
Show has achieved such popularity, is quote, around the world. The books have been so popular and so well reviewed that every time I sit down, I'm very conscious I have to do something great. And trying to do something great is a considerable weight to bear.
So don't do anything at all.
So I eat nachos. On the other hand, once I eat Cheetos and I keep getting them on the keyboard. It's just not good.
I would say he's more of a dwarven figure, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it's more fun to say Hobbit.
Than a hobbit.
On the other hand, once I really get rolling, I get into the world. Well, that's good. The rest of the world vanishes.
You
I
say
don't
when he
care
gets
what-
rolling.
Rolling.
Listen, the rest of the world vanishes. I don't care what I'm having for dinner, what movies are on, or what my email says, or who's mad at me this week because the Winds of Winter isn't out. Your publisher. All that is gone, and I'm just living in the world I'm writing about. But sometimes hard to get to that almost trance state because, Con Air's on TBS, and I gotta watch it for the 87th time.
That's just you.
As previously reported, Martin is notorious for his slow writing pace. The last book came out in 2011, after the premiere of Game of Thrones. Since then, the writer cannot appear in public without fans and critics
Oh, so it's only been
chastising.
7 years.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it's been 10, so he's still got 3 more years.
Yeah. You should wait until the TV show ends. Maybe people will forget after a couple of years.
Further adding to the frustration, Martin's most recent work has been on Fire and Blood, a history of the fictional world in which the series is based.
I'm not going to write the main story anymore. I'm just going to fuck around and write about the main story.
I'm just going to keep it going until I die and let someone else pick up the reins and finish it.
You know what? That Wheel of Time, that was pretty burdensome. Did you also see? Oh yeah, the Wheel of Time. They announced it's going to be 238 seasons.
I'm sorry, what? Is that one episode a season?
No, the Wheel of Time is huge and it's
yes.
long. And the guy died. His son had to finish
Yes.
like the last 2 books. That's
make
why
it-
I'm joking. 238 seasons.
I thought it was somebody else who took over.
Yeah, or somebody else did.
Brett
yeah.
Sanderson.
I think the son
Yeah.
took over in Family Circle.
Yeah.
Oh, Petey.
Not me.
Not me.
Not me.
Anytime
Who's going
someone
to
says
finish this
Family
Wheel of
Circle.
Time?
Not me.
Who's going to finish the Game of Thrones series?
Not me.
But yeah, I would think Hobbit over Dwarf.
See, this is how easy it is to get off topic when he's trying to write. However, the author noted that getting into the world of Game of Thrones is not difficult for him. It's just keeping on track is the issue.
No shit.
Well, considering, books 3 and 4 just branched out so far.
Oh my god. Yeah, when they brought in the whole Dorne storyline,
Yeah.
you're just like, gee, why?
If Dorne is part of the end game, then yeah, you got to do it. If
Dorne?
it turns out that Dorne has nothing to do with the end game,
It's a waste of 1,000 pages.
yeah, then that could have just been a side book or something, not the main.
Corbin Burnson? Dorne?
Yes,
Major League?
exactly.
Yeah.
He said The Winds of Winter is not so much a novel as a dozen novels.
No
each with a
shit.
different protagonist, each having a different cast of supporting players, antagonists, allies, and lovers around them, and all of these weaving together against the march of time in an extremely complex fashion.
You mean like the rest of your books?
So it's very,
Whose
very
fault is that?
challenging. Oh, it's 2 varies.
Oh, very, very, very challenging. I could
Fire
understand.
and Blood, by contrast, was very simple. Not that it's easy, it still took me years to put together, but it is easier.
And then he said, floppy wiener, floppy wiener, floppy wiener,
Fortunately for fans, he confirmed that the next item on his to-do list is Winds of Winter.
floppy wiener. I mean, wins a winner.
Winds of Winter, floppy wiener.
So Winds of Winter is next on his checklist. Now,
I have to go write another Daenerys sex scene.
better question: is this ever going to get finished?
I'd get it done if I had to.
It
didn't
will
have to stop to
sometime get
masturbate.
finished. Maybe not my lifetime, but it will get finished.
I would say not in his lifetime.
Oh, I'm not expecting that. I'm just hoping it is in my lifetime so I can read it.
Well, you got 3 good years.
That's all I got.
Maybe 4.
I don't think I'll get it done in 4 years.
Ack.
Not me.
Here's the best part of the day. Last thing, quickies. A new report, news report, no, I don't know. A new report says to have found the titles for the upcoming sequels to Avatar.
Oh, they're still doing this.
Disney says the same thing. Are we still doing this land? Avatar land? Do we still have it?
Did we
BBC
sell that?
The BBC reports that they've seen the documentation for future Avatar plans with 4 titles, matching the number of sequels. Thank you. According to the site, the projects are titled Avatar: The Way of Water.
No, I misread the next one as you're reading, and I thought, oh my god.
Well, I don't think it's much better. Avatar: The Seaman Bearer. Oh, Seed Bearer. Sorry.
Yeah, I read it as the Sad Beaver.
I would rather have it as the Sand Beaver. The Seed Bearer. You know that title is getting changed. Avatar: the Tolkien Rider, and Avatar: The Quest for Yoa.
Does anybody still care about these movies?
No.
If those titles are in order, The Way of the Water could line up for his James Cameron's previous comments that there's a tremendous amount of water work across Avatar 2 and 3.
Thanks.
You know, at least James Cameron can possibly focus on Titanic 2 here in a couple years.
The Revenge of Leo.
No, they're
Jack.
rebuilding the Titanic.
I did see
And it's
that.
going the exact same route as the original.
Are
On
they
the
bringing the same number of lifeboats? And
Yeah.
They're actually upset because they're actually making them carry more lifeboats this time. They're like, but that's not realistic.
but that's too much weight.
They did say that they are hoping to set sail the same day as the Titanic did too. Did you see that part?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to end well.
I'm sure
Oh,
it
that'd be a good
will.
idea. And then, hit the same iceberg. And
There is no icebergs left. It's called climate change.
oh, damn.
They hit a polar bear.
Oh, so it'll work now.
Yes, they'll be fine. They'll just go right through it.
There we go.
I think we just killed a polar bear.
Promotion for climate change. Save the Titanic.
News of the Geek, produced by or sponsored by Al Gore. When you need the internet now.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, as I was talking about South Park, and
Ka-ching.
you need to see the last 2 episodes. 2 episodes ago was one anti-scooter episode.
Oh, I would be fitting well with that.
And it was at Halloween, so the kids had the idea of getting so much candy by riding the scooters around while trick-or-treating. But Mr. Mackey just is like, where are they coming from?
I do see that downtown, a lot of scooters, and they just create, they just multiply. It's really scary.
Yeah. And then this last week was the return of Al Gore and Man Bear Pig.
Man Bear Pig.
And while they were trying to find, because Man Bear Pig, they discovered, is real and is killing people. And so they had to go to find Al Gore and apologize because it turns out it is real and we're all going to die. And, well, during that whole thing, they were also paralleling it with Red Dead Redemption.
I was going to say Red Dead Redemption does have Man Bear Pig in it.
Does it?
Yes. You go into a little house, and there's a Man Bear Pig stuffed hanging up. Well done. Well done.
So is that it for quickies?
That is it. That is your...
Do we have any more Avatar news?
It's shit.
Oh,
Shite.
shite!
Shite.
Hey, this is Christian.
Hey, this is Damon.
And this is the Amazing Nerd Show.
We're a podcast that takes a deep dive into nerd culture. Every episode, we will talk comics, movies, video games, and even wrestling.
You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Podbean. The Amazing Nerd Show. The show you never knew you wanted.
Jeff, you know what I'm doing right now?
You're getting ready to look up the dates of the Cincinnati Comic Expo?
September 20th through the 22nd. I'm actually looking through my G.I. Joe cards that I got, collector's cards I got at the booth at the Cincinnati Comic Expo this past year. They were very nice. I got Hawk is one of my characters here.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Night Vulture. Night Vulture.
I don't even know what a Night Vulture is.
It's not good. It's not good. But you know what is good is the Cincinnati Comic Expo at the Duke Energy Convention Center, September 20th through the 22nd. Hobie will be there.
We will be.
Don't know anyone else who's going to be there.
But there will be guests.
There will be a lot of
Guarantee there will be a lot of guests.
Some movie guests and some film, TV guests.
A lot of comic creators.
A lot of comic creators and Hobie.
And mystery box salesmen.
And mystery box sales. And we will be doing trivia at the booth, too. The March to September with prizes has started.
Oh, Lord.
Ape Hands has started with me. Ape Hands and I have gotten about 30 gifts already, so it's starting. About 20. But it's beginning. We got a lot of Funko Pops next year. So be ready.
I want to win. Can I win a Funko Pop?
No.
Oh.
But Chris and Kevin from 365 Flicks might be if they show up.
Yeah.
They're coming from England to see us. And to see the Cincinnati Comic Expo. You can get your butts across state to get to the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
Yes. So unless you're from New Zealand, you have no excuses.
Even Nikki, show up. Cincinnati Comic Expo, September 20th through the 22nd.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
Why, thank you, Marty. It is time for Box Office Bombs. Per 411 Mania, the Nutcracker and the Four Realms followed up its rough opening with an even rougher second weekend, down 52% to $9.6 million. That's horrible news for a film that was already pretty certain to lose money. Its domestic run should end around $55 million to $60 million, which is less than half their budget. This is a rare and costly misfire for Disney. Was it rare? I mean, come on, they did John Carter of Mars.
Would have been good if they actually didn't name it just after the accountant, John Carter.
And also, no offense, we were talking about this at work, the Nutcracker thing. Mm-hmm. You know, Nutcracker Christmas movie. It's probably going to be out of theaters before Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. This is a bad idea to release it this far ahead of Christmas.
Yes.
I mean, do you think it would have done better if they released it in December?
I think they would have. I think if you did it like December 14th-ish weekend,
Yeah.
I think you would have been fine.
I mean, it's like everyone's getting off of their Halloween movies, and they don't want to go straight to the Nutcracker.
Nobody wants to go straight to the
How
Nutcracker.
come they're not doing their Thanksgiving movies first?
Yeah, Planes, Trains, Automobiles 2.
Ah, okay. I'm home for the holidays. I'm out of Thanksgiving movies.
Home Alone 4?
Home Aloner.
Also, per 411 Mania, The Girl in the Spider's Web opened with a whisper at $8 million. Whisper. That's well below the low to mid-teens opening that Sony desperately wanted.
Amy Pascal do this one?
Probably. Spiderweb was an attempt by Sony to reboot the franchise that started with the remake of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. That film starred Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara, with David Fincher behind the camera, and barely broke even in 2011. 7 years is a long time to wait for the second film, and finding an entirely new cast and crews didn't do it any favors. While Claire Foy is getting good marks for her work as Lisbeth Salander, the film has a tepid 43% on Rotten Tomatoes. Audiences just weren't interested here for a variety of reasons. The franchise is too edgy for mainstream crowds, and hardcore fans almost definitely prefer the original Swedish versions of the film starring Noomi Rapace.
I like that name, Noomi.
You are a Noomi.
Thank you.
This one was pretty much dead in the water before it even opened. The domestic total was matched by an anemic $8.3 million in 49 markets for $16.3 million start worldwide.
You know, it's not a bust, Jeff.
Unfortunately, the number one movie of the week.
No.
It was a different segue.
Santa Claus the Musical at the Cincinnati Children's Theater.
Oh.
It's at the Taft Theater in Cincinnati. If you're in Cincinnati.
That's the Taft, huh?
Yeah.
So it's a different place than the Superman?
No, it was at Taft. They're always at the Taft.
Oh, why did I think you were going somewhere else?
I don't know. I'm going to hell, but that's
I
different.
thought you said you were going someplace off Red Bank for.
No. They have performances at that one.
Oh.
They have a different one. So
okay.
They got a couple different places. This one's at the Taft. Santa Claus the Musical. Saturday, December 8th through Sunday, December 16th. Get your tickets at thechildrenstheater.com. Tickets are, I believe, $10 and $30. So different tiers. And they have show times anywhere at 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. and even on some 7:30 at night ones. So check them out, Cincinnati Children's Theater of Cincinnati. They were really good to us next door. They were our booth partners, neighbors at the Cincinnati Comic Expo. Really nice people.
They were.
And I saw the Superman one. Apan saw the Superman one that they did. Superman played trivia against us.
He won.
He did. He won Aquaman. And they were great. So check them out. And they also have The Jungle Book coming up next year and Sleeping Beauty. So, but with a twist.
Ooh, Sleeping Beauty. So she doesn't fall asleep.
I don't know.
Oh.
I didn't write it.
If they're going to do gender swapping roles, it's going to be Sleeping Dude.
That's fine. That's fine. Dude.
Anyway, the top five this week. The Grinch was number one at the box office.
Humbug.
Made $66 million in its opening weekend on a $75 million budget.
They said a little bit lower than they wanted it.
Well, everything's lower than you want, but no.
Why is the Grinch out before Thanksgiving?
And it's a
Why is the Grinch out?
terrible looking movie.
Isn't it this is like the third reboot? This is like Grinch Origin Story or something?
I don't know. It's something like that.
It looks bad. It sounds bad. There's
It was
nothing
more
good
about the
about it.
Grinch's goat or something from what I saw in the previews. What is it, that thing? A goat? Pig?
That, I think, was the one reindeer he was able to catch.
Oh.
Because all the other reindeer got away.
I just want to start about the Grinch's goat now.
There you go.
Go pitch that.
Yeah.
So we got this goat, you see.
Go. It's
He just watches the Grinch. Is that all you got? Yeah, pretty much.
If you release it before Thanksgiving, it's a guaranteed hit.
You know what? $75 million. You got your budget. Go. Oh.
All right. So, number two this week, Bohemian Rhapsody made another $31 million for a total of $100 million on a $52 million budget. So, go Bohemian Rhapsody. Number three, Overlord made $10 million for its opening weekend on a budget of $38 million.
This is kind of like Saving Private Ryan meets
Zombies.
zombies,
That's what I heard.
but not slow
It got
lumbering
great
zombies.
reviews. It's getting great reviews. But again, another horror movie. We'll do it after Halloween.
Yeah, let's do it after.
It's
Let's
getting-
compete it against the Grinch.
Or they should have at least brought it up like around D-Day or something, right?
Yeah, that would have been cool too.
On a side note, happy Veterans Day, Blake.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. You, the Dit Man. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So,
Well, we at least appreciate you. I'm just kidding. I appreciate Paul's sacrifice too.
Well, he was in the Air Force.
down the hall.
He was stationed in Guam for that tour.
We did see his pictures in paradise. He had to suffer through all those pina coladas.
Now, in his defense, he had to be up by 10 a.m. each day, so that was early.
In his defense, he's not a fan of pineapples. So pina coladas.
It was so rough.
Don't make me! The whore!
Number 4 this week was the Nutcracker in the Four Realms, as we just discussed.
God, that was about as bad as making fun of Worsley.
And then number
I was
5.
in service for 20 years.
Number 5, as we discussed, was A Girl in the Spider's Web.
Snuffing JP5 fuel.
What the fuck is going on? Are you having a stroke?
No, that's what those Air Force fuel guys do. They huff that
Snuffing?
shit, man.
Snuffing?
JP5, baby.
I'm lost.
Anyway, upcoming the weekend of November 16th, 2018. Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Sure.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's coming out.
Uh-huh.
It'll be number 1 next week.
Yeah.
Also coming out, Instant Family.
Oh, dear God.
Looks terrible.
Yep.
Well, there's another. Why wasn't Fantastic Beasts before Halloween either?
That's more of a fantasy. That came out last Christmas, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
but
did.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, these are all
Harry
coming out.
Potter film.
Oh, I suppose they want. They probably want the Harry Potter film out at Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Although I figured they would wait till Thanksgiving weekend to release it. But
Okay.
and also coming out something called Widows. Oh, Widows!
That looks really good.
That actually does look good.
About the women, their husbands are
Husbands
killed.
are
and-
killed, and they have to get the money to the drug lord
Yep.
or kill him in return, whichever.
I like it.
Who was the director of that? I forget.
Oh, I knew you were going to tell me.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot.
I forgot his name. Same name as Steve McQueen. That's
Yeah.
it.
I will say this is the second week in a row that I've told my wife that I'm going to go see Robin Hood. And then I tell her again, oh, it's not out this week. I keep thinking.
When is Robin Hood coming
Next
out?
week.
Are you sure?
Yes, Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Oh, that one's coming out for Thanksgiving.
I've seen the previews for this. You guys seen the previews for this?
Robin Hood?
Yes.
It looks terrible.
Now, you guys know I'm a fan of the Thief franchise, video
Yes.
game franchise.
Yes.
This looks like a cross of the Thief video game franchise with what, King Arthur?
Yeah.
Futuristic,
King of the
goofy
Who?
ass shit.
Futuristic King Arthur?
Yeah, there's some steampunk in this.
There is some
Oh,
steampunk.
is there? I didn't
and
pay
it
that
looks
close
like they
attention.
borrowed a lot from Thief, the
I'm
video
gonna,
game series.
I told Nerdly, hey, do you need a review for it? And he said, yeah. And I said, okay, I'll go watch it.
Am I allowed to insult it, not being a Brit?
Here's my thing. Ahead of time, I said I have no. I think it's going to be horrible, but I'm a sucker for Robin Hood movies, so I'm going to go see this movie.
Did you ever even watch the Russell Crowe Robin
No,
Hood movie?
I hate Russell Crowe. I couldn't get past Masturbator and Commander. I couldn't get past it. It was awful. So yeah. So no. So that comes out next week.
So we'll talk about that next week and the week after.
Let's do the top 5. Fuck the buy sell.
Okay, we're fucking the buy sell. Oh well, I'm going to buy some Claire Foy stock.
Sure. Moving on.
All right, I suppose it's time for our top 5.
Top 5 this week in honor of Stanley is top 5 favorite icons.
Other than Stanley.
Yes. Well, he wasn't even on my list.
Yeah. He didn't make my list either.
Excelsior! Bastard.
Yeah, he was not on my list. Sorry.
In honor of.
In honor, he is an icon. We can
is
talk
an
about him
icon.
being an icon.
All right.
My number 5, I'll go first. I try to break it up by
Categories?
yeah, but it didn't always work. My number 5 is Bob Newhart. I love Bob Newhart.
Wow, okay.
Oh, man.
Is that your number 1?
No, that'd be my honorable mention.
Oh.
I love Bob Newhart and everything he does. He's just anything he's in, and now he does a lot of cameos. Even his cameos, he just steals the scene.
So you became a big fan of Big Bang Theory since they bring him in frequently.
I saw him in Newhart when he ran the bed and breakfast. I remember my parents watching it, and I did too.
The Stratford Inn?
Is that what it was?
You don't even know.
This is my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl.
Yeah. They ran the Stratford. You didn't. You don't even know the name of the cafe next door that Daryl ran.
Yeah, it was the Daryls. And then after that, prove me wrong. And then
It's the Minuteman Cafe.
yeah, that's what I said. Because of New England. And then
The finale.
the finale when he wakes up and he was dreaming from the Bob Newhart show.
Yes.
And then that's when I went back and I did actually go back and watch the Bob
Newhart because you
I
didn't
love
have
that
any
show.
clue what the Bob Newhart show was when you
I
Newhart
saw
was
enough repeats that I knew what it was. Gesundheit. So I knew that when he woke up from the dream it was hilarious. I thought that was awesome. But yeah, and then anything he's in, I've seen his stand-up. He's hilarious. His old stand-up is hilarious when he does the telephone gags and that. It's just awesome. So yeah, that is my number 5. Jeff, who's your number 5?
My number 5 is the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Woo! I almost put him on there.
I did put him on there.
That's a good one though.
It is a good one. That's why I put
Wheeling
him on there.
stealing.
Oh, wait, now hold on. Are these real life icons or fake icons?
Whichever one you want.
When he dies and you mock him, I will stab you with my lemon cutter.
Lemon cut.
I will stab you with a spoon. And why?
A real spoon?
Because it's
or
dull.
a plastic
It'll
spoon?
hurt more.
You twit.
Yeah.
Good job, Jeff. I like that one. Blake, what's your number 5?
Speaking of Robin Hood.
Yes.
George R. R. Martin?
I went and I wrote down a whole bunch of names real quick because, I was behind schedule.
Yes,
today.
you were. You had a nice limo ride. You could have done it then.
Yeah, that's true, but...
Did you like how the limo...
Somebody's got to drink all the bourbon in the back.
Did you like how we had the limo driver, the sign say for Art Vandelay? We thought that was for you.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
James Bond, number 5.
He's not real.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be real.
Well, neither was Jeff's.
He's a real person.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut your heart out
But he's
with
playing a
spoon.
character.
But James Bond is an
Have you
icon.
met Ric Flair? That is not a character.
Jason-
Well, actually...
He is really
I do know
fucked
some
up.
of Ric Flair's exploits, yes.
Yes,
I
that
am
is
very
right.
aware of that. But I do like James Bond. He's a movie icon.
Okay, I'll give you
Jason,
that
I was this close to putting my top 5 computer desk icons. So
Somebody did that. We'll get to that. We'll get to it.
the
They
pointy
have
finger,
Because they had that cool compass.
the save icon that looks like a floppy disk.
That's not a floppy.
How many millennials know what that is? I don't know.
You know what? They think floppy disks are the old diskettes, those 3.5
that's not
inch
even
ones.
it.
I love that band, the Diskettes. They're so good. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
That's not the diskettes.
I want a RAM above 32.
Okay.
What's number 4, Blake?
It was 12.4 kilobytes per second.
Is that eating the floppy disk? I think it just ate the floppy disk.
Oh my gosh. All
The
right.
best is
So,
when the middle part got stuck in there and you tried to pull it out.
Hey, what was the meme? I got Red Dead Redemption. I just have to download. It's like disc. It was like the old fashioned
Oh, yeah.
hard disc, like disc
586
5,660. Yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, my next one. I'm going to call it my musical pairs.
Okay.
I always say probably when I was younger, I used to think that John Lennon was pretty cool and awesome. He's a musical icon.
Then
Yep.
you grew up and realized he sucks.
No, he's still
No,
good.
I grew up and he's still pretty cool. But then when you grow up and you realize he was a self-aggrandizing jerk, kind of asshole, a little
Probably is
bit.
cool. He's dead.
But he's cool.
Wow.
Oof, man, rough. very self-centered. You know, a lot of his idealism and stuff is pretty cool. But, you know, behind that, you know, he was kind of a jerk in a lot of ways, too. But so it was, I would say, my favorite Beatle. But anyways, but as you get older, you get exposed more. You see more documentaries. You read more about them. And as far as like music, post Beatles and all that kind of stuff,
You realize Ringo's the better one.
I would no. He does have his qualities.
Hey, he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo performer.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is as a solo performer. But
I
as you
still
get
don't know
older,
how.
you realize that probably the better out of those four, or you know, in regards to all around,
George
was
Harrison.
George Harrison.
You took my number 4. My number 4.
I was
Was
always
George Harrison?
No, it wasn't.
Yoko Ono.
Oh. Oh shit.
I was always a fan of the Quiet Beetle.
Yeah. The youngest. The
I
baby
lo-
beetle.
My kids love looking at the Quiet Beetle at the zoo.
Do they?
Yeah.
I thought they would like the Hissing Beetle
It's
better.
much better than the Quiet Beetle.
Oh, okay.
Number 4, Jeff.
My number 4 is an author, Terry Pratchett, author of the Discworld books. Excellent series. And one of my favorites. And yeah, he made my list.
That was a good call. Anyways,
You don't even know who he is.
Yeah, it's Discworld.
You don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it is. It's a book about discs. Again, it's about autobiography about the diskettes. I'm not going to explain this again. Give me your 32 RAM. 32 RAM. Yeah. Number 4 and number 3 are kind of entertainment icons.
When they got to 56. Ooh, boy.
They're bigger than life, and whether you like them or not, it doesn't matter. They did change their gender. Sorry, they changed their what they were in. Number 4, Howard Stern. Love Howard Stern. He's gotten a little rough in the last couple years.
Yeah, I never
But
liked
he
him.
changed.
He did change things.
Radio.
But I will say, I got bored of his shtick real fast.
I didn't, but now he's trying to be legit.
Trying to be legit now as he gets older.
Trying to be legit
Oh
now
my-
as no one's listening to him anymore.
Yeah.
And he's, I think, doing 2 days a week, 3 days a week.
Because the bulk of his radio, when I would listen to him on the radio, I gave it a try because my friends were, it was just basically some hot chick, and he was basically trying to get her naked and talking about, how he wanted to fuck her, basically.
See,
And that was like every episode. I'm like, this isn't fun for me to
my-
See,
listen to.
I blame him. Because of him, people like Bubba the Love Sponge existed.
So there's a good article about Bubba Love Sponge.
There's no such thing as a good anything about Bubba
how
the Love
low he has fallen.
Well, yeah.
And how the courts are, how he got arrested, and now the courts are looking into him for tax evasions and everything else.
Is there a surprise with that?
So it was no.
Making fun of people
He was
with
a piece of shit.
disabilities like Beetlejuice and shit, man.
Well, here's the thing. Howard Stern. My favorite part about the Stern Show is when they're doing the news, and they comment about
because of Robin Quivers?
no, because they comment about what's going on in the world. When he's the realist, that's
Yeah.
when he's the best. When he's doing the stuff about the women, when he's doing
I
the
wanna
stuff
see
about
you naked. Oh,
his
yeah,
whack
yeah.
pack,
Yeah.
I can't stand the whack pack. I can't say anything about it. But when he's talking about what's going on in the world, like from 6 to 7 a.m. is when he's great, and then from 10 o'clock
So before
to
anybody's awake,
well, I
Yeah.
was awake. But from 10 to 11 is good too.
For the
because it's on
derelicts
news.
who want to listen to him,
Correct.
get the chick naked and
But
swallow
he
a
changed
sausage
the
or
game.
something.
He changed the game.
Yeah. He did. I'm not going to argue with that.
he did do that, yes.
Number 3, Vince McMahon. He changed what they went to in form of wrestling entertainment
Yeah.
and made it.
And he got
big.
that Super Bowl with the Bears. And they had that awesome Rock
No,
80s
that's
video.
Jim McMahon.
Oh, sorry.
We're not here
All
to
right,
cause no
anyway.
trouble. We're just here to Super Bowl shuffle.
I'm the punky QB known as McMahon. When I hit the field, I've got no plan.
Give me the spoon.
Because it's been knocked out of my head with so many concussions.
You talking about wrestlers or NFL? It doesn't matter.
Both.
Yeah, so he changed the game. He changed. Everybody knows I love wrestling, so I'm going with Vince McMahon. On the side note, I really can't wait till he steps down because Triple H is actually has a better knack for the business.
Business
I
plan.
agree. Yeah.
He has a better business plan.
Yeah.
I think
does.
I agree with that.
He does.
He does.
Number 3, Jeff.
My number 3 is my music spot, and I picked Freddie Mercury.
Never heard of
Music
him.
Spot.
You never heard of him?
Yeah, never heard.
He sang in a little band.
Did he sing like some Radio Gaga song?
He did. He sang about the Goo Goos.
I put this on Twitter this week. I tagged you, Jeff. That
I
Queen
saw that.
soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah, Jason said on Twitter, it's like, okay, I know I'm not like good and hip with all the music or whatnot, but that Bohemian Rhapsody soundtrack is awesome.
No, I've heard Queen before.
And I'm like, you mean Queen's music is awesome?
For a minute, I thought you were saying It's a Kind of Magic. The soundtrack.
Oh, the Highlander?
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah,
They
you're right.
never physically or ever released an
flat.
actual soundtrack to Highlander?
No.
Because there was only
Yeah.
one song.
No.
There can only be one.
There's a lot.
Boo.
What's your number 3, Blake?
I don't know. I follow that shit up.
But
Flash! Ah! Save every one of us. They did the Flash soundtrack, too.
Yeah, they did.
That was the only good thing about that movie.
It was. Oh, no, we've talked about that on past
Yes.
episodes.
No, obviously
Yeah.
Blake likes more of that because for a future James Bond was in it.
Yeah? Yeah, you're right.
Daniel Craig?
No,
No,
Timothy
Pierce
Dalton.
Brosnan.
Timothy Dalton. God.
And Gimli.
Brian Blessed was in it.
Sam Jones.
Yeah,
He could have been a good Bond. Except he was American.
and Blonde and
Well, you could have gave him an accent. He could have gone to the Jason Brigger School of Accents.
I'm Sam Jones. Hello.
No, I mean, I'm James Bond. Hello.
hello, I'm Bond, James Bond.
See, that would work in that case. Blake, what's your number 3?
My number 3, I'm going to group this as the sub-author category. You would normally just say Gary Gygax, right? But a lot of people forget, the Robin to his Batman,
Dave Aronson.
Dave Arneson, yes. So I have to go with the tie, both Gygax and Arneson,
You're
because
stealing my number 1.
together, yes.
I have no idea what's going on here.
Put it on the
Put it on the board.
I got it.
That
yes.
was my number 1.
Yeah, but and both of them together created the wildly crazy Dungeons and Dragons RPG, and almost every game
Pretty much-
afterwards is pretty much based off.
Pretty
of
much created the
Pretty much
RPG.
everything.
That was my number 2.
Yeah, the RPG, the rocket projectile grenade.
Yes.
Yes. And loved it in GoldenEye.
Yes,
What's your number 2, Blake?
those Russians had such a knack for them.
So many comments. Never mind. I'll just shut up. I don't want to go down the Worsley route here. Okay, go ahead. What's your number 2?
My number 2, well, because they were so famous, they wouldn't be if not inspired by J.R.R. Tolkien.
I don't know that guy.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Did he make the Ents?
He wrote about walking trees, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Walking trees, Jason.
What's your number 2, Jeff?
Awesome. I mean, whoever thought walking trees would be so cool?
Wait a minute. An author that actually finished this series?
Oh, and then some.
Wait a minute.
And then he couldn't stop writing about it.
He kept on writing and
He
writing
kept
and
on
Peter
writing.
writing.
Jackson's inspiration that he couldn't stop filming?
Yeah,
Yes,
pretty much was.
pretty much.
Because all the stuff he kept writing was the crap he kept adding into the movie.
It's like, I gotta add this in. I can't stop.
Number 2, Jeff?
My number 2 is the greatest competitor in the world of
John Belushi with his little chocolate donuts?
no.
Oh.
The greatest competitor in the world of strength athletics.
Magnus?
And no, it's Drunus Savicus.
Don't know who that is.
He's the greatest competitor in the world of strongman athletics.
My number 2.
Is that the mountain?
No, it's not the mountain.
Oh.
I am the mountain. That's all I have. My number 2 for me is a guy that started off really great. Without him, we probably wouldn't have gotten as good of sci-fi stuff as we did. It was George Lucas. George Lucas.
Yeah.
And then it went to shit.
Until he did episode 1,
But without him,
3.
you wouldn't have the iconic Star Wars trilogy and whatever came after it, Indiana Jones.
Yes, true.
They
You
called
wouldn't
the
have
dog.
any fridge nukings without him.
They called the dog Indiana. Number 1 for me.
Who was that?
That was Sean Connery. Sorry.
No, that was Henry Jones Sr.
I'm Henry Jones. They called the dog Indiana.
Oh, I know who that is.
Number one, I'm talking about him. He's the reason why I got into superheroes and all that stuff. I got to meet him for a minute.
Stanley.
Adam West.
Oh.
Adam West, Batman.
I thought he'd be on your list. I didn't think he'd be number one.
Yeah, I love Adam West.
Intimately?
Yes.
Okay.
Plus, he was the mayor of Quahog.
That's true.
Quahog.
Best Mayor Quahog ever had.
Yes. When he has the gun that shoots cats. Anyways, no, Adam West, I love him. It was great meeting him at the Cincinnati Comic Expo. One of the few people that I paid for an autograph and a meet and greet. But he was great, and I loved his Batman character. I know it's campy, it's fun, but he embraced it. He loved the geek culture, and I really enjoyed everything about Adam West.
He did create the Batusi.
Yes, he did. There's the Dane. Jeff, what's your number one?
My number one was Gary Gygax.
Okay, number one?
With a tie. Mm-hmm. Dave Arneson?
I just put Gygax because I only put one person per list.
Oh, okay.
And Gygax was more of the driving force, but I suppose I should tie them together if it makes you feel better.
It would help. And you could throw Ed Greenwood in there. Because I didn't mention Ed Greenwood.
You didn't.
Was he the character Martin Short played on Saturday Night Live with the spiked hair?
Yeah, that's him.
That's just making sure. What's your number one?
No, my number one. All right, now we're going
Yoko Ono?
comedic front. Is a tie. Once again, I would start to say probably the best one would probably be Peter Sellers, right?
Okay.
But you know, any guy like him that can land Britt Eklund, it's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. However, as you start to learn, the guy was kind of nuts, but he was also a big prick too. You know, as you learn.
So all your
that
icons
kind
are
of
big
stuff.
pricks, huh?
Pretty much. But I also had him tied because I would supersede him with Robin Williams. And all I say this is because only Robin Williams could get me to stop and watch a 1 hour advertisement of buying the entire Robin Williams 11 DVD collection, where I would watch an entire hour, which is nothing but a paid infomercial to get you to buy 11 DVDs, and I almost bought them. I almost bought them for 5 payments of $19.99. But I almost bought several of them. I would have got one for my mom and dad, and then for my wife. And I spent an hour. I watched the entire infomercial, and it is pretty awesome and funny because I remember it goes back to his early days, from work. And his HBO specials, Improv Night, the HBO Improv Night specials, and then his actual stand-ups
and all that.
And then going through all that kind of stuff, and even with his work with the USO and all that kind of fun stuff. And I just sat there and I'm like, what a pity that guy left so early.
You know, if you would have
Well, not so early, but, ending the way he did.
He did.
Yeah, tragically.
You know, if you would have called then, you would have only get paid 4 easy payments. I actually sat through the whole Tonight Show infomercial because I love the old Tonight shows.
Yeah.
I can't stand Johnny Carson, but even some of his early stuff is okay. But, I love seeing all that stuff. And I even remember watching the infomercials all the time of it.
Yeah.
It was over and over the same thing. It's like, I could really buy this.
Back when they actually had content instead of fucking saying fuck Trump.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
The one I did was probably the Carol Burnett show box set.
I remember that one.
I've sat through that.
Paused through that several times.
I remember the Tonight Show one was on VHS. And it was like 18, it was like 30 tapes. And I'm like, dear God. It was from the beginning to the end.
I just want a tape of all the Karnak bits, that's all.
Oh. You are correct, sir. I'm Ed McMahon.
He even outdoes you on Ed McMahon. That's funny.
You are correct, sir. He does.
No. I'm Ed McMahon.
Damn it. I got Shoppers magazines. Would you like to buy one?
Who are you?
I don't know.
I think he's trying to be Ed McMahon doing the Publishers Clearinghouse mistake.
I kept thinking of Coldwell Bankers. No, that's not it.
If you would have started off, I'm Egg McMahon. Egg McMahon.
Egg McMahon.
We have a plethora of McMahons today.
Yeah.
I had some honorable mentions. I had Elvis Presley. The only reason he's not on the list is because I love Elvis.
Sucks.
No, because he stole a lot of his music.
And any music that was original was better when other people performed it.
I got his number one.
All he wanted to do is sing gospel songs, by the way.
Well, that's fine. Unfortunately, he sang other stuff and made terrible.
I got his CDs of number one hits.
And horrible sandwiches.
I can listen to that all day long.
Wait, what? Now that's the only good thing about him was the sandwich.
Oh, those are awful.
The Fluffernutter?
No.
Oh,
Or peanut butter and banana.
That sounds like a
Fluffernutter.
porn job.
It was peanut butter and banana.
Give me a fluffer in here.
You've never heard of a Fluffernutter?
Yeah, I heard of it. It sounds like a porn girl. Give me the fluffernutter in here. I can't go on the show without my fluffernutter. Give me him. Anyways, Don Rickles.
Yeah.
Love the Insult Comics.
Insult Comics, yeah.
And
when insulting was funny.
Yes. And this is I probably should have put him on there. I couldn't find a spot for him. Maybe without George because of the visionary. Ray Bradbury. I really love Ray Bradbury.
You're right.
Fahrenheit 451 is one of my favorite stories.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't put something like Rod Serling on your list.
Sci-fi.
I did think about him, and I love Twilight Zone and what he did and everything else. It was tough to actually put it down to 5. I was trying to break it down into categories, I think, and I tried to see which ones had the bigger impact on the world in general. Bob Newhart was a questionable one because he's not.
But you liked him.
But I love Bob Newhart.
There you go.
Adam West, I love, but he did have he was the superhero that broke through mainstream.
I knew you were going to put Adam West on your list.
Yeah. So there you go. There's my honorable. Anyone else have quick honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. I had quick in sports. I had Tony Gwynn, the best pure hitter of my lifetime.
The only man that can turn a triple into a single.
Oh, there's other people that
in
could.
his later age.
There's plenty of people that could.
Is Gwynn dead?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
I was going to say, hold
why
on.
did I say no? I know he is. Yeah, he passed away.
I drafted his son in my fantasy baseball for one season.
I drafted him several seasons in my fantasy baseball. And I also had, in music terms, I had David Bowie and Steve Harris, the founder and bassist for Iron Maiden, the best bassist in the world. Okay. Those are my honorable mentions.
Like anything?
Exactly.
If I had more time, I could have expanded my list greatly.
But you were getting drunk in the back of the limo, which doesn't help.
Someone's got to drink the bourbon.
Pittsburgh nerd Sean had top 5 icons. Ron Jeremy.
We discussed that at work. Oh, I was expecting Blake to have
Remy
LaCroix on.
Oh, I'm Remy LaCroix. Throw a big hole in my butthole.
I'd have to go Tori Wells over her.
Okay. Well, I was expecting at least one porn star on your list.
I was going Karina Harney. Look it up.
I'm doing a lot of research on that
Karina
subject.
Harney.
Okay. You'll let us know later.
Don't tell my wife.
Kevin Smith. George Lucas.
Kevin Smith.
Oh, when he started with Ron Jeremy, I thought it was a joke list.
Howard Stern. So he has 2. I have 2 of his.
Or you stole his.
I didn't even see his until just now. And Stan Lee. Who's that? No.
In honor of.
In honor of Stanley. Is he on your list? Nope. Reasons are several. Sure. My favorite icons. Eggplant. Fist. The hang loose symbol. The eyes looking.
You mean the hang fire?
No, those are...
And the middle finger.
Those are more emojis. Those are icons.
Besotted Geek. George Romero. That's a good one. Gene Kelly.
Yeah.
Arnold Palmer. Love his drink. Andy Warhol. And Fred Rogers. Oh, and not just because they're all from Pittsburgh, I swear.
I can give him Fred Rogers. That's a great one.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think of artists. I should have put Salvador Dali on my list.
Let's see. Dr. Number 1 had Oprah Winfrey, Kevin James, Santa Claus, Chewbacca, and Mike Brown.
All right, troll.
That's an eccentric list.
Kevin at Cincy Explorer had Neil Armstrong, Abraham Lincoln, Jack Lemmon. Oh, I forgot about Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
He's not as good as Chris Lemon.
The many faces of Chris Lemon. Skip Prosser. What?
Who?
The ex-Xavier coach.
Former Xavier basketball coach.
And his dad and my dad, because they served in the military. Oh, look at that. Oh, that was nice. Hey, you know what? We have some emotions around here. Shut up. Jeez.
Oh, my goodness.
Damn it. Chris at 365 Flicks. He is one sexy bitch. Other than Stan Lee, obviously. Sorry. I'm Chris Richardson.
You forgot his name. Way to
Chris
go.
Robinson. I'm Christopher Robinson Richardson.
I saw a picture of the Baby Ruth character from the Goonies.
Yeah, Sloth.
Did you get a
Sloth.
picture?
Yeah, it looked just like Chris.
Listen in 365 Flicks, guys. I'm Chris Richardson. Steven Spielberg. Alfred Hitchcock.
That sounds nothing like a Scottish accent.
I'm down to say Al Pacino.
Hooah!
Said a woman. Keanu Reeves. Did you ever? I can't remember the.
Say hello to my little friend.
I'm trying to think of Devil.
Devil's Advocate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2, Joss Whedon. I think it just became Christopher Walken. I just done Chris's impressions.
Uh,
I consider Joss Whedon. I'm just not sure he quite is to icon level.
And number 1, George Lucas.
I was going to say number 1, Dr. Number 1.
No,
No,
that's not on
definitely
that
not.
list. So there you go. There is the list. Bad idea of the week, number 581, launching Titanic 2 on the same day as Titanic 1 did.
And
Just
following the same route.
Building and launching it, I think.
Naming it Titanic 2.
Is it called Titanic 2, the sequel?
It's called Titanic 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Ooh.
In the title. So that's your bad idea of the week. Blake, welcome back.
There you go.
Thank you, Blake. And thank you for your service.
Next week we have the most pointless holiday, Thanksgiving. But we'll be here.
It's not the most pointless holiday.
Arbor Day.
I'm about to say, Thanksgiving is one of the 6 most important holidays we have.
Food.
Because those are the 6 ones I get off work.
Okay. And go off on. Anyways, so
Well, some people like turkey a lot.
Jeff likes his stuffing.
No, I really don't.
Not that stuffing.
Oh!
I did that.
Yeah, I like that stuffing.
Yeah.
Don't give Nick any ideas.
Which one? The Gimp or the Culbright? Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. It's not so bad, there's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Addendum. Titles for the show.
Let's see.
You gotta be careful, especially with the new iTunes rules.
I've got Deep Sea Impact.
I did like that one.
I missed that one.
Hips of a 30-year-old.
Nope.
Why no?
I don't know if I can handle it. Put that on there.
Egg McMahon.
I do like the Egg McMahon.
32 Ram. The Sad Beaver. The Sad Beaver. The Grinch's Goat.
I do like Grinch's Goat.
The House of Piss and Vinegar.
I like the House of Beer and Chips. That's what I had.
Don McLean Money. And Bye Bye Old Piece of Pie.
That's what I had. Buy my whole piece of pie.
Whole piece of pie.
I said, give me the spoon. Did you say Julie? That was earlier. Once you go, that's once you go mocha. I don't know what that's for.
You said you like mocha, and
mocha.
I amuse myself. Jinx, because I had a couple of those. And Bye Bye Old Piece of Pie. I really like that title.
I think that's going to win.
Okay. Change approved?
Change approved.
There you go. Thanks, Tom McLean.
You've been listening to Hobie.